The last element that we're going to add to our logo design is an ellipse that will encircle all of the other elements of the logo. The purpose of this is not just decorative, although it could be, but really what we're trying to do is provide an outer path that a laser or a CNC cutter could use to cut the logo design, cut your shape out of material like wood or acrylic. If you look at the examples in the tutorial, you'll see a wooden pen example. And so to cut out the whole design in the wood, we needed that outer path to tell the laser cutter how to do that. And so if you also notice in the other example of the t-shirt, this outer path is not present. And so this is optional depending on what the process is that you're using, along with your design. But to create an outer path, we can come over here to our toolbox and choose the ellipse tool. And just like we did with the rectangle, we can just click and drag to create the shape really quickly, and then come over to our select tool to resize it. And so notice that I've got my lock unchecked because I want to independently set my width and height. Both of them should be 7.5 inches. And so now I've got the correct width and height, but my fill is not right. Right now it's a solid red, and so we want to change that, and then we want to add a stroke or a border around the edge of the ellipse. And so to do that, I want to come over here and select my fill and stroke properties in the commands bar. And so I can do that by selecting here, and I may need to click around to get that to come up. There it goes. I can also find this under object, fill and stroke right there. And so first we want to go to the fill tab, and right now it's set as a solid flat color, and so we're going to remove the color by clicking the X, and then we'll come up here to stroke paint and select a flat color to give it our stroke line. And so there it is. And then depending on the tool, you may have to set the width of your stroke to a certain measurement. And so you'll have to find in your instructions for your tool what that should be. Here I'm going to set it to 0.02 inches, so just a little bit thicker than it is now. And so now the last thing I want to do is get everything lined up. And so really I just need to line up this with my page, because we know the rest of these objects are all lined up to the page. And so I'm going to go back to my align and distribute dock, and I've still got my outer ellipse selected. And so relative to page, I just need to center on the vertical axis and the horizontal axis, and that gets everything lined up perfectly. And so now there we go, our completed logo.